Hello, everybody, and welcome to draw number 8 of the 2015 Elizabeth Child Challenge here at the National Capital Curling Center, hosted by the Potomac Curling Club. I'm Ben Keene. I'm joined tonight by Mike Sell.
Yes, hello. Thank you, Ben.
Good evening, Mike. How you doing? And on the cameras tonight, we have Gian Garobes. I hope I didn't butcher that one, Gian. Gian did a great job for us in the 7th draw. I'm sure he's going to give you guys some excellent camera coverage here in the 8th draw. Tonight, we are featuring on Sheet B a club from Ardsley and a club from right here in Laurel, Maryland, from the Potomac Curling Club. Our Ardsley team is Team Gallegos. That's skipped by Sharon Gallegos. Their vice is Erin Durba. Their second is Barbara Gabhart. And their lead is Nicole Mikolecki. The Potomac team is skipped by Julie Hershey. Her vice is Vita Smith. Her second is Jeannie Davis. And her lead is Kathy Carr. The lead rocks are already out. The teams have already wished each other good curling. We thank everybody that's joining us tonight. Looks like we're already up to 38 people, Mike. Fantastic audience. We had 60 people in the prior draw.
Oh, great.
The audience has been great. The chat room was super helpful in the last draw. Hopefully we'll get a lot of interaction from the chat room again. We have scores from the other sheets. As we move on through this end, I'll try to give you guys some lineups from the other sheets, and we'll keep you updated throughout the game on the scores over there.
So this we should have a pretty exciting game. This game in particular out of this draw is still an A event game. Irish Ice, I saw their win last night, and I assume that they must have had another one this morning, or maybe not. I don't know the exact draw. But pretty big win from Julie Hershey's rink. Team Gallegos played this morning, but I have to imagine that they're probably one of the favorites on paper. Sharon coming off of that win at the Kaiser, playing with her husband Matt. And Matt, who was the B event runner-up at the Dykes, so big curling family, big curling couple, and definitely, taking home a lot of hardware this year at the 5 and unders. Oh, Nick Smith telling us that this is Irish Ice's second game, so I believe this is the second game for each team, which sort of makes sense because it's only Friday, and so usually not too many games played on Thursday and Friday.
Well, I think they've been going since 9 in the morning.
Oh yeah,
they've gotten a good. I think they've gotten a good 6 draws in today.
That would sound right if it's draw number 8. Hard to believe it's only draw number 8. It feels like there's been so much curling. This red guard is looking like it's not going to come into play. We've got a question from Brandon asking about Dana Kaiser's team. They are playing over on Sheet C, as you said, and that is Team Barris. They're playing against Team Shooter, Finnegan's End, out of the Nutmeg Curling Club in Connecticut.
Yeah, while we're on Sheet C, we might as well give the lineups over there. The Nutmeg Club, Team Shooter, is skipped by Kelsey Shooter. Her vice is Jane Murray. Her second is Elisabeth Brown, and her lead is Rana Zakin. And like Mike said, they're up against Team Barris from Potomac. That's Team Purple Care Bear Stare versus Professor Curlhart, who's skipped by Jackie Barris. Her vice is Nicole DeIsa. Her second is Dana Kaiser, and her lead is Heather Ann Schulke. And we'll keep you updated on Sheet C as the ends go on. Let you know how the game's progressing. Over on sheet A tonight, we're looking at Banshee Le Squaba. Boy, I'm not even going to try the last word.
Yeah,
Team out of Plainfield, skipped by Adrian Adams. Her vice is Jen Weir. Her second is Letitia Young, and her lead is Jeanette Coburn. They're up against Rochester. The Hill team, skipped by Jennifer Hill. Her vice is Lynn Lafort. Her second is Julie Tim, and her lead is Erica Schubert. So Plainfield Adams versus Rochester Hill over on sheet A.
Yes, that Adams rink was playing last night, and I did the same thing. I read the team name. I expressed great appreciation for really getting into the St. Patrick's Day theme of the Bonspiel, writing their name in what appears to be, authentic Irish Gaelic there.
It really, I mean, do you have the colors? Yeah, that's I took high school Spanish, so when I look at things like that, I go to Spanish, and I'm not going to get anywhere close to Irish and Gaelic. We'll slow point in the end. We'll type out the words where you guys in the chat room can try to give me the phonetic spelling. Mike and I will try to butcher it the right way.
Yeah, we'll pull out Google Translate. We'll get the computer to read it out for us, and then it's the computer mispronouncing it, not us.
Right. Okay, here on sheet B, looks like we've got Hershey with the hammer and Vita Smith sending her last rock down. She's got some up weight on it, asking for some sweep from her rushers. Oh, just wicked that guard. And, opens the house a little bit. It's a tricky spot now for Hershey.
Yellow just trying to protect the shot stone here. The rock looks like it went out a bit wider than they were hoping, and that is going to tap that red, but it's going to tap it through the house.
Yeah, it looks like Hershey's going to get a chance to take the shot over here.
Yeah, shot stone is wide open. They can hit that. They can. It's going to be tough to get any roll to the shooter's left because of where the red stone is lying there. But if it just sort of hits and sticks on there, then they'll be frozen and at least be able to keep one of them in.
Yeah, it's a kind of a wide open double if they do that. I think your first one is probably right. The one that rolls over to the left a little bit. Try to get in front of that red. Or even if it could be second, I mean it won't move enough to be second behind the yellow. I don't think it should get way up like that. But there is a center guard. I think that if she hits too far on the right, the shot that would get her to the center guard would definitely jam.
Yeah, if she's right of target, it will jam. I think the red stone would then jam, but it will have moved into the 12-foot and not be counting anymore.
Right.
But it still probably would remove the yellow, so she just didn't have to remove another yellow to get back into score. There's the shot. It is pretty firm weight.
Looks like it's drifting a lot on her.
Yeah, that is
gonna curl.
Going to be wide of the target. And through the port. That's not really a port. And
might be third.
Does take out a Yellowstone. It does. Oh, I was going to say it looks to be third, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, the camera angle in that corner is kind of weird.
Yeah, the cameras are mounted right over the buttons, and so the further you get from the button, the more that sort of fisheye effect you get on it. Yeah. And then the more you start to see under the stone, too, which makes it hard to tell where on the rim it really is.
So Gallegos has a chance here to not even make that stone come into play. So.
Vice calls for the sweep almost immediately. Then off.
It's not moving.
He's going to.
So Julie Hershey's going to get a chance here to go for a hit and stick for two. The yellow is now definitely second. Oh, I'm sorry, third.
Yeah, if there's any question about which one was third before, has been rendered moot. But there is still a nice just nose hit. Sit right in that same spot. Take your two.
The hammer.
So regardless of what your screen has been telling you, this stone is the hammer and not the 15 that have preceded it. We are working to resolve that for next end. This looks like it has the line, but I think they had to wait too long for the curl to be able to drag it in there. It's not going to get there on the distance. And that is going to be a steal of one for Ardsley.
Sure is. I like to look at those as just reverse forces in the first end.
Yeah, I mean, you don't like to get stolen on, but it is the first end. So either way, red is now down one and has the hammer. So it's almost as if yellow had the hammer and got the force. Yeah, that's... At the end of the day, that's what matters, is it's 1 point and red has the hammer. So Doesn't really matter how yellow got the 1 point. And they actually have the hammer on the yellow side of the scoreboard because they just didn't change it from last game. So as far as anyone in the warm room can tell, that was a force. This has good guard weight, but it's not going to come back to the center line. So they're going to brush it into the house a bit. And Julie is going to call for the takeout. So we're going to see a pretty clean end, it looks like, if they're going to just start trading hits right out of the gate.
You know, I like that, especially in a situation where you don't have the other team scoped out or scouted.
And in a 1 point game, you're probably not too upset if you only end up getting a 1 here. Then you've got a tie game and you've sort of started over in the third.
Yeah.
And depending, you know, like you said, spot scoping out the other team.
Well, you haven't seen them throw the hits yet. So.
Yeah, some teams aren't into the hit game, and if we see, you know, Sharon calls for a draw. So,
right. So maybe they're not comfortable with the hit game. That can be an advantage strategically for Julie later on if she knows.
This one's got the line that they were looking for. It's on the center line, but it's going to go even deeper than the first rock did. And that's going to go into the back of the house.
So we'll see if Julie keeps it open here and tries to get her 2 open. She's going to go for a big end. Looks like she's going for the big end.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things you can do with that one. You could freeze onto it, and then you're going to play a sort of tight end all right in the forefoot and probably take a 1. You could try to take it out, maybe roll behind your stone that's in the corner of the house and set up that way, just stones under cover. I like this call too, just splitting the house. That's a good way to try to set up for at least a deuce. This stone has got a lot of steam behind it though. Oh, not a ton. I thought it was going to be through. It's going to be close to through. And it does sneak over the back line at the end there.
We have a scoring update over on sheet C where we have Team Purple Care Bear Stare versus Professor Gerhard against Finnegan's End from Nutmeg. And it looks like Team Purple Care Bear Stare has scored 1 in the first. We are not sure who had the hammer there.
Yes, again, a game did not put up the hammer. Although I don't see it in their like box of numbers either, so maybe they have just misplaced the hammer for sheet C. I don't know. We've got the same update, a first end score over on sheet A. That one is the Adams rink from Plainfield versus the Hill rink from Rochester, and the Adams rink started with the hammer, at least according to the scoreboard, and that was a steal of 1 for the Rochester rink. So it is 1-0 Hill over Adams on sheet A. No score yet from sheet D. It appears they are throwing the final rocks of the first end. So when we've got a score there. Yes, Brandon is asking if Dana is actually skipping, and it looks like she is. I think I remember actually a discussion with that team that they decided that once they were out of the A event, or if they lost their first game, then they would just change up the lineup and let Dana take a turn holding the broom. So I'm not sure the exact rest of the order, if they just switched Skip at second. Or if maybe Dana is still throwing second but skipping. I'm not 100% certain.
You know, Mike, I forgot to introduce the team on sheet D. Over on sheet D tonight, we've got Broomstone's Wicked Pissus, skipped by Robin Weston. Her vice is Kelly Peterson. Her second is Kirsten Gyllenhaal, or Gyllenhaal. And her lead is Robin Gustafsson.
Gustafsson, yeah.
Yeah. Sounds about right. They're throwing the yellow rocks over there. And they just hung a score. They are playing Team Sleddy, skipped by Stacy Sleddy. They're out of Potomac, and her vice is Ann Doherty. Her second is Lauren Barrows, and her lead is Liz Brown. And Team Sleddy was able to hang 2 in the first, and they did start with the hammer, so they got their 2 coming out. Back here on our feature sheet, second, Barbara Gabhart has thrown her second stone.
This one's got really nice draw weight.
The Gallegos team seems to have really found the weight early here.
Perhaps sort of reversing the end now, sort of challenging, who's challenging who in terms of throwing the hits. Thank you for the recognition, Matt. We have your teammate Mike here, saying that even at your own club, people never seem to pronounce your last name right. But I've seen you at enough 5 and unders and heard that name enough that I always know how to pronounce Gallegos. But as I was saying, early in the end, red was sort of challenging yellow into the hit game. Yellow with that draw sort of challenging red, just sort of setting up the double on the tee there. I'm not sure if that was actually the intended call. I doubt it.
That's a nice plan B.
But it is a great plan B, sitting shot and with a little bit of backing. So it's going to take a relatively precise hit to remove that without jamming on a yellow.
Yeah, we've really seen some straight ice so far. This sheet, especially in the early ends, the upweights really run straight. This one's giving the same treatment.
Yep.
They're gonna be.
They're going to chip the red out of there. I think that's going to be a nice hit for them. That's going to take the red. It's going to knock around the yellows a little bit. Doesn't remove the red completely, but it is 5th shot as of present.
A couple fun double opportunities here. I think that if Vita goes anything more than hack weight, they would need to run right at the rock on either of the doubles. Might be a bit wide.
It is. It needs to come back to the center line just a bit.
The weight is down though, so it's moving.
It is, so it isn't going to crash on the guard. It's just going to matter of what moves where.
It's just not. I don't think it'll be enough weight for the double.
Nope. It is going to get to the nose of that rock on the button. Nudge it back enough to be shot.
Not a bad result at all.
Yep, they are again shot stone. And there's enough clutter behind it that you can't really drive it backward. You could hit it to either side.
Well, this peel is a little scary. So she certainly can't come across the face here. The ice has been nice and straight. The sweeper should be able to hold it out. But with the ice she's taken, I think if she's anything less than hack weight or anything less than board weight might put her across the face of it. And so we saw Vita's rock move going on the intern here. And it was down pretty much the same line. So she'll need to get at least bumper weight, board plus.
Playing the soft hit, nudges the red just off the button, out of the 4-foot circle, but still second shot it looks like from the camera.
I think so. It was a fine shot. Fine shot. Julie's got a good opportunity here to use the yellow, just move it back, and she'll have a nice wall of backing on the 4-foot. She'll be able to sit on the button if she hits this.
Yeah, the pile of stones building in the back of the house is definitely shaping up well for Julie's final 2 stones.
Yeah, you know, I think for this shot, I like top 4 better than being frozen 2. I think that with either, I think with top 4, you still have the 2 in play for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Regardless of what Gallegos is able to do with her last rock. I think that if she comes down here and freezes on, there would be a chance for Gallegos to make the force.
This one has gone out pretty wide, but we'll see if it gets maybe a big break at the end. Doesn't look like it's going to. They're going to drag it down into the 4-foot, onto the tee line, and that is going to be second shot, and the other red stone is third, so it does open up a chance for multiples here if yellow misses a shot or misplaces a stone.
Boy, I don't see, I think if she freezes, she's definitely got the force at least. Puts Julie in a hard spot to get her 1. Mike, we're losing control of the chat room there. They're trying to instigate a revolt here, I think.
Oh, I think that's just a Team Gallegos ritual, probably. You know, a head slap and a purchase of a drink. I've not ever actually gotten to play with Matt or his team, but they seem like the kind of guys that would be into that sort of thing.
Okay. So for anybody playing a Gallegos rink, make sure you wear a helmet.
Well, it seems like they're only doing it to each other. So. I know I've probably on at least more than one occasion at least deserved to be smacked in the head by my skip.
Boy, Sharon lays down the really nice freeze there. You know, I'm not sure if it's locked on. I don't see a lot of separation on the camera.
There is maybe up to about an inch, but yeah. I don't think it's enough to make that into a double. It might be enough to get it off of the button and maybe out of the 4-foot and still get a 2.
It might. That would take a lot of weight.
It's going to take a lot of weight, and at that weight, you're going to have to be pretty precise. We've seen a lot of the hits start to kind of hang out. I'm not sure if it's just the ice running a bit straight. Probably the first draw last night, we saw a lot of relatively straight ice for a while before it sort of settled in. We see one sweeper on pretty hard. There's the other one. They're going to move the yellows.
Just a nice nose hit there. I think she's got the one.
I think she got her one.
That's a fine
I
shot
hope
there.
the Vices can tell, because I'm pretty sure we don't have the type of measuring device to sort that out. They're going to set a broom down. I think they are going to measure. We might need someone to go help them with that.
I've got red. Looks like Vita's marching off to the stick. I've got red, Mike. What about you?
It does look like there's more button under the redstone. Our button has that sort of extra ring inside it around the National Capital Curling Center logo, and I think even that ring is under the red and not under the yellow, but I don't know how centered the logo is, so that's not an official mark by any stretch of the imagination. Over here on the computer screen, we've got a bit of a larger view at that, and it looks even more convincingly that it is in fact the red stone. But we'll see how they sort this out. I don't know if that caliper will get close enough to the pin to measure that. They may have to flip that around. Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's good. I mean, what would I expect? I mean, of course, you're always going to be measuring those stones that are all sharing the button. I mean, that's just the level of curling we've got going on here this weekend. Unfortunately, the two Vices with their heads in the way over the dial. We can't see the exact thing. It is one red is the indication.
It's a fine shot there by Hershey.
So Julie Hershey does score her single. And we've got a 1-1 game after 2. That does appear. Oh, no, we do have a second end score over on sheet C as well. Finnegan's End with the Yellowstones. That's the team, the shooter rink from Nutmeg, did put up a 2 in the second to take a 2-1 lead over Team Barris, Team Purple Care Bear Stare versus Professor Curlhart. Love saying that.
It's definitely more fun to say than Banshee.
Yeah,
Lay.
the rest of that.
It's not Lay, right?
Probably not. I don't know enough Irish pronunciation to even guess. If it's anything like Welsh, it probably doesn't even begin to look how it sounds.
We've got 55 people in the chat room. They've got to be able to tell us how to say this. So,
oh yeah, go ahead and throw it on out there. I'm not sure how someone will relay back a pronunciation through the chat to us.
They can spell it phonetically, so
they could. Maybe they'll. Maybe they could just call us, say it over the phone for us, or Skype in, and we can put a microphone on them, and they can say it on the web stream for us.
Or if you know somebody in the warm room that can say this,
oh, I imagine
we'll be happy to throw a headset on them.
Got to be a few.
And have them say it all night long.
I'm sure the team probably knows how to say it and what it means.
I know, we should do a fourth end interviews. We need a fourth end break. So we can go out onto the ice and get the important questions like these answered.
Yeah, or at least just to have a halftime show. I mean.
Oh yeah. That comes with it, right?
Well, once you're taking a fourth end break, then you may as well bring out a marching band or something.
I'm not sure we have a chiller big enough for that.
Oh, small. Maybe just a drum line.
Yeah, I think we can handle a drum line.
Maybe we can get the piper to come in early from Sunday. That's kind of like a marching band.
We're happy to have Spencer joining us.
Hey, everybody.
How are you doing, Spencer?
Doing all right.
Some exciting curling action tonight.
Most certainly. I got to see the measure. That's pretty intense.
The measure was very intense.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Mike and I both had red, but we played up the drama for the fans.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if it was just one of those where the distortion of the camera made it seem like red was way ahead, or if it was one of those where they just aren't sure exactly the way the lines are laid down, and so they want to measure to be sure because of how close it was, how close they both were to the pin.
Yeah, you never know when the ice tech drill's a little bit off.
Yeah.
Suddenly,
because I've seen them go the other way too, where you can't tell which one is closer, and then you actually get out the stick and measure, and it's not even close on the dial. And so I think that was the other way around, where one stone looked clearly shot, but then they got out the measuring stick and it was much closer.
That second scenario is what always seems to happen to me. I don't think I've ever won a measure. I usually don't even bother.
Yeah, there's a lot of stress in that. And you got to take some time, so all that time adds up.
Of course, I've also never been in the A event in the second round of a 5 under, so.
Neither have I. I have played in 4 5-unders, 3 Dykes, 1 Kaiser, and I've never won game 1. I can't speak too badly about that, though. In 2014, we were able to turn our not winning game 1 into winning the next 4 and winning the B event.
That's not bad. It worked out in your favor then.
It did. I think being in the B definitely played to our strengths of being, above average at best.
Well, then, of course, you got to avoid all the really strong teams. Yeah, so, yeah, it worked out.
Or the really sober teams, depending on the 5 and under.
Well, speaking of the sober teams, that's another Bonspiel sort of note I have. I've never won my first game, but so far I've never lost a game at like 9 a.m. or earlier. I think there's just something about, a lot of teams just don't want to be in that like Friday morning at 7 a.m. game, and I can just get up for those and play and then go take a nap, and I'm fine.
Yeah, that's how it was for us at the Dykes this year. We actually had a 7 a.m. game, and I'm actually allergic to alcohol, so it worked out in my favor. Yeah, we at least had 2 sober stones down the ice.
Yeah, I had 2 7 games. Where I had a 7 and a 7:30 at the Kaiser, and that Saturday morning at 7 game. At some point around the 3rd or 4th end, I think I was sweeping the hardest I've ever swept. I was throwing second on that team because there's something in my mind just kicked in, and I was like, I did not get up at 5 o'clock to lose out of this tournament.
Nice.
Like,
that's exactly how our team
I put
felt.
the team on my back if I had to, just to not, lose a game at 8 a.m. and be out of the tournament for, the rest of the day. We did lose our next game after that, but
yeah, that's exactly how it went for us. So we had that 7 a.m. game, and it was against home team Brimstones. It was a 10-0 shutout. Shook after the 4th.
Oh.
But we got the snot clobbered out of us the next game after that, and we were eliminated. So it was all in good fun.
And so while we were talking about measuring, we've got a measure going on over on sheet D. I saw a Kelly Weston of the Wicked Pizzas out of Broomstones go and get the stick. He's setting it down.
Yeah, it's another button measure there.
Yes, and this one it's 3 stones, all biting the button in some form or another.
2 yellows and 1 red.
Yes. So there, we've just flipped the house cam. So just a little highlight cut here.
What do you got here, Mike?
Out of the 3, I think the one that's in the back is the farthest of the 3. So I'm going to say that's probably, out of those 3, 1 yellow. I don't know if there was another one like on the button that they've already kicked away.
I think it's certainly 1 yellow. Or it's definitely 1. Unless that pin is drilled way behind the tee line.
I mean, it looks like the stone that they're measuring there is easily several inches from the edge of the button.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And sheet D might be a little low here on ends. They're running the clock quite a bit. So they're measuring for the second end right now.
Is that what that was?
One yellow is eliminated.
Right, but the one they eliminated, I would have said was clearly the closer of the other.
I think so.
ones.
That might, yeah.
Unless they just moved it because they knew that it was going to be one, and now they're measuring to see which
For
one
the
is second.
two, yeah. So I guess we'll find out here in a second.
We'll see what they put on the board.
Yeah. Okay, so red.
And they move red onto the button, so I believe
it could be one yellow there.
we'll just see what they put on the board. It's one for somebody.
Yeah.
Looks like red's going to be getting into the hack. So one red, that'll take Team Slutty up to 3-0 over Team Weston. The Wicked Pissas from Brimstones.
And while all that was going on, the second end was hung over on sheet A. The Adams rink out of Plainfield scored a 4 in the second end to take a 4-1 lead over the Hill rink out of Rochester. Relatively nice hit there. Didn't remove the redstone completely, but have rendered it probably irrelevant based on where it is in the house. The shooter did stick around. I think they were hoping for a little bit flatter roll than that, maybe. But it's relatively covered and is either second or third shot at the moment.
Looks like Julie's gonna. I'm not sure what the ice is for this. She's got the opportunity here to try to guard the outside of her rock.
I think she's either guarding the outside of it or she may be tapping it back a little.
I like the tap.
Which would then result in a guard as well as sitting 2 instead of 1.
I like the tap.
They're
I like
on it to
reducing
try to get it around the yellow.
It looks like a guard here. It's a little,
yeah,
little down weight.
The weight is slowing down. But it will.
They need to be up.
It's got good line, though. It's going to just settle in right there.
And it looks covered.
And, yeah, from where I'm sitting, that covers it pretty well.
Yeah.
Although where I'm sitting is sort of the sideline, so all the angles are all wrong for me. But on the screen, it does look to be lined up very well. And if you're just watching or listening on the stream, be jealous because we just got some crab dip.
Oh,
it smells really good.
Delicious crab dip. They do a good job with food here. Again, if you're in the area, feel free to come down. The warm room is still hopping. Last night I saw him go late. I got out of here after I cleaned up the ice, but the warm room was still buzzing, and it was easily pushing 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it was buzzing. I was just sort of packing up the webcasting table, getting the stuff ready for the following morning. I didn't get out of here until probably about 1:15, and there was a crowd. We were trying to clean up after everybody, and people just weren't leaving. But that's good. It's a Bonspiel. We're partying, we're socializing, eating, drinking, hurling. It's all going on. Good times are being had. This is
Gallegos' first rock. It's going to raise, and that's a dangerous raise. Now Julie's lying 2. So we'll see whether she tries to guard up the raise opportunity or she tries to guard up the draw opportunity. I think either one is probably just as easy for Gallegos.
I think now lying to, my call is probably to actually guard that stone that's on the left, the one that was just raised, because not only is that one more open, I think, but it also presents, if you can hit it, it presents not just an opportunity to take a stone away, but to roll to the middle.
The one on the left, no, I don't. I think the only hit available on that is I mean, unless she plays the run back with her guard, the only hit on that is it'll definitely spill.
Oh, okay.
It's you might not have the right angle for it, but it's definitely 2/3 covered.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can tell that there's a guard in front of it, but I can't tell how far in front of it because I'm all the way on the other side of the sheet. But she is playing the other side. Not sure if she's drawing the port or guarding.
I like a draw here, too. I mean, cut the scoring area down.
Looks like this might wreck on the guard they just threw, though, which would be unfortunate because that was a very nice guard. Little contact. That doesn't move them, though, and in fact just kind of sits there as like a double wide guard. Yeah.
Yep, so Gallegos is playing the raise here with her hammer. All she needs here is to bite 4. I mean, really all she needs is full 8.
Yeah, I'm imagining a shot where you come down, hit the yellow that's top 12, run it to the right onto the red stone, and the shooter spills to the left onto the other red stone, and you can get a 2. I don't know if that would actually work or not. I'm just sort of imagining it. It would be really amazing to see. I don't think that's exactly what they have in mind, but it's probably pretty close.
I'll take it as a plan B. See.
Brandon says, damn, a steal on C, and he is correct. He must have caught a glimpse of the scoreboard in the background, but that is correct. The yellow team,
yeah, so
Finnegan's
Sheet C just ended their 3rd end here, and they're starting the 4th. Finnegan's End shooter just got 1 steal from Dana Kaiser.
Oh, boy. She just flashes that one. And it looks like Hershey's going to get a steal at 2 here. In the 3rd.
So a couple of unfortunate misses toward the end there for the Ardsley team. But it is only the 4th end, 2 points. There's a lot of time to make up 2 points. So obviously that's not how they wanted that end to finish. But there's a lot of rocks left to be thrown, and I don't expect the game to continue exactly the way it's going right now. I expect that they will come back into the game in some form. This, I'm guessing, was called as a center guard. Top 4 draw wouldn't be bad either, but that one's going to go to the back of the 8-foot circle. Something very exciting just happened behind me, but I have no idea what it was.
It's Lupin Louie.
Oh, of course.
Can't have a Bonspiel without Lupin Louie here at the GNCC.
I had honestly never seen it played at a Bonspiel until it just took over the dikes this year.
Of course. Every table had Lupin Louie. I think it might have been Chip that ordered it. Maybe off eBay?
Probably. That's probably the only way you can get it. I mean, it's such an old
I think
game.
I think they were saying it was going for about $40.
Wow.
Can you believe it? Yeah, for a board game. It's so simple.
Not even a board game. Like, basically a children's toy from 15 years ago. Like, probably even more than that, maybe 20 to 25 years ago.
It's almost, the same concept as Hungry Hungry Hippos.
I think that would be a hit at a Bonspiel too. Yeah. Now that I think about it, I'm surprised I haven't seen that anywhere yet.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's your idea. If you're looking for new ideas at a Bonspiel that you're hosting, Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Yeah, I would imagine you get Hungry Hungry Hippos a little bit cheaper than Lupin Louie.
Yeah, it might still be in print. They might still be making Hungry Hungry Hippos. the second lead stone now on the way for Nicole Mikuleski. Looking to guard the one they already have in the back of the forefoot.
May overcurl just a little bit.
I think it will. Either they didn't give it enough broom or she was a little bit inside. It's got pretty good weight, and it's going to still cover a little bit. Oh,
just kissing the 8-foot there
really.
on the top.
But it is going to sit second shot with enough separation that it's a tricky double. Not a tremendously difficult one, but the angle isn't it's not perfectly lined up or anything.
I think Julie's fine just coming in on the back.
Oh yeah,
like
that's
she's happy to come into the back.
when you're playing to steal, I think you're fine almost just freezing out of that back one or even just sitting on the button.
Yeah, it looks pretty good here from my angle.
It might not be curling enough. Oh, here it comes. It's going to be just a
on
little
the outside.
bit heavy. Or a little bit wide because that's the perfect weight, I think.
Jeannie'd like to say hi to Miguel. Miguel, if you're out there listening or watching the stream tonight, thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting Jeannie.
Actually just got the shot the Toma team was looking for there. Maybe a little too much of a tap. So now they're only sitting one.
It does move the Yellowstone back onto the red in the back 12. So they're sitting first and third and fourth shots. So there is just that one red stone in the middle sort of sitting between yellow and a 4-ender at the moment. So now protecting that rock.
Julie's asking for hit weight here.
Might overcurl.
Well, I think they've got a great line on it. They do need to stay on the outside of it. They do.
Just there.
Wonderful shot
Just
there by
there.
Jeannie.
Not bad.
Yep, that's pretty nice. Now red lying 2. One of the yellows knocked out of play, the other one into the back 12. They do lose a red in the process, but they will trade a red for a yellow in that scenario.
Yeah, and I don't think she can get enough weight down that for the double. I think that yellow is blocking it just enough.
Yeah, they can get to nose, but I don't think nose will make the double. Nose will probably skirt it between the red and the yellow in the back there. And they definitely can't get to from the shooter's right.
So they're going to
touch
here.
the yellow.
That is going to sort of peel that stone off. It's going to move it over into the wing, and the shooter rolls to the other wing. So they've split the house up, which is not a bad spot to be with the 2 red stones wide open in the center.
So we're looking at a center line guard here.
Vita Smith is heading back to the hacks, and Vita would like to say hello to Nick Smith and Travis Smith, who are watching at home. I've seen Nick in the chat room tonight. Thanks for joining us tonight, Nick.
So are you guys going to be here tomorrow night, or any special plans for Pie Day? So we are having shepherd's pie tomorrow night for dinner.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I'll be here in the morning. I believe I'm on the mic here for the 10:15 and the 12:45 draws. After that, I'll be just headed back home, probably just to take a nap or
enjoy some pie.
Probably not enjoy any pie, although I'm sure at some point I could go acquire some.
Yeah.
I'm just not, I've never been a fan of the sort of like internet created holidays. Like Talk Like a Pirate Day is like just grates at my soul. I don't know what it is about it, but I can't stand it.
So that guard might be good enough. It's really high, but it might be good enough to prevent the upweight shot that would give the double.
Yeah.
Looks like Gallegos is going to have her vice, Erin Durba, curl for the tap. Definitely not enough weight for the double. Erin would like to say hi to her mom, who's watching us tonight.
Are they going to get any contact? Yes, they are.
Looks
They're
like
going
they
to
will,
contact
yeah.
the top stone. Oh,
But
not enough to
count.
move it off of the button. And in fact, that might be just exposed enough for Red now to make a play. Although Red doesn't have to. Red is already sitting one.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
Another stone in front might be just what they need.
I'm not sure if that's the right side to put the guard on, because the hack weight hit coming from the out turn is a jam on their red, but the in turn hack weight hit could push them through. So Julie's decided to go with the out turn block guard.
I'm hearing a sweep call, but I'm not sure which
I think they changed this into a tap back here.
And we have a lost handle here.
So they did change it to a tap, and they're going to take the tap.
Okay, and it worked out.
Doesn't hurt them too bad.
No, they're line 3.
They're line 3. They've set up a pretty
there's not
regular double here.
Yeah, there's not any way to get all 3 of those stones, I don't think. Not in any straightforward way. Lots of different ways to get probably any 2 of the 3. Sweeping this one hard around the high center guard.
I think it's inside of the double line right now.
They've got it around the guard. They're going to hit the top red stone, roll across the forefoot and into second shot position. And
she's got to get a guard up on the intern side now. She's really focused on the outturn side, but that guard sets up an intern hit that could kind of ruin the steal for her.
Yeah, there's definitely a chance to just smash that yellow back onto the red and get probably 2 out of it.
Yeah, it's at least an out for 1.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on which way you can get the shooter to flop or stick.
She's going to guard the outturn. I mean, I think we've seen mostly outturns this end, so maybe they feel like the outturn side is a little more consistent.
Yeah, last night we were seeing the ice move more coming away from the center line than towards it, and so maybe they're just playing this towards the center line. Maybe it's doing the same thing, and it's going to be a little bit more consistent. This looks like it's sort of falling away. Although being on the other side of the sheet, I can't tell whether she was on the broom or not there. If they can get this over the hog, it'll be a decent high guard. Looks like it's over. Yeah, that's well over.
That'll stop the hack weight hit, I think.
Looks like they're going to just play the yellow onto the red over here.
Yeah, they're playing the intern hit now, I think. They don't need a lot of weight for this, you know. I think even backline weight might be enough for what they need to do here. They still have another rock to see from Julie Hershey. So they don't need to clear them out right now. They could, if they keep that red around behind the tee line, they could always use it for backing. So while Sharon Gallegos cleans her first rock, I'd like to give a shout out to Matt Gallegos, who I've seen in the chat room tonight. Thanks for joining us tonight, Matt, and the whole team Gallegos. I'd like to give a shout out to Matt Shiner, who's watching us as well. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight to support your team.
Oh, this doesn't have the weight to knock that yellow onto that red. They're going to get this into the house, but I'm not sure what they're going to do with it. Okay, it's going to... It's still lined up to run, I guess, now the yellow onto the red. that may have been the plan, to sort of guard the one that needs to get onto the button so that red couldn't take it out before they could run it back. Or they may have just been throwing for the run back and left it short. But either way, it's not the worst result. It doesn't hurt them at all, and probably does ensure that they will have a chance to throw that with the hammer.
It looks like Julie sees the danger of the intern now, and I think she's got Vita lined up for a guard here to try to reduce the danger of that intern throw. At this point, I would say if Hershey lines this up and gets the guard up in a place that makes it too difficult to make the intern hit, it looks like there's a hit and spill on the button for Gallegos. The center line guard is really high. She might be able to hit and spill and sit one with the stone that's just on the top of the 4-foot.
Pretty good line on this guard. It's going to come just down to their left or right of the center line, right above those two yellows.
It definitely takes away the straight run back there.
It does. So
now we're going to see the hit and spill.
Yep, now they're going to try the out turn.
If this goes really well, she could double. And if she does that, she would
wow, looks like it could be a 6.
She would have a 6. But I don't think that the ice will curl enough at the weight she needs for that double to get it. I think she's
looking at a 1 or a 2.
She's going to look at a spill.
Yeah.
And I don't think she'll be able to outcount that rock in the back. So might spill to the 8-foot, but I think it'll be a fighting 12. They don't have them on it right now, so definitely not the nose hit.
And Sheet C rounds out the 4th end. It looks like Dana Kaiser might have came out of it with 2 points. So we'll see what they do on the board.
Boy.
They flashed again.
Just flashed.
Which is going to be another steal for the Irish Ice Julie Hershey ring.
All right, so this is when we would want to take our 4th end break, right? To do the interviews.
Oh, we should run out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of the skips opted to wear the wireless microphones, so we could then put them on and just do some commentary from on the ice.
Yeah.
I can take a wireless mic out there. You know, Sheet A is about to finish. I can take a wireless mic out there and just get the name.
Just get them to read the name for us, yes. That would be.
Potomac TP CBS versus Professor Curlhart. Skip Dana Kaiser. They
got
put
a
up 2 points
yeah,
there.
They got a
on
2
the board.
in the 4th.
So it's tied up for 3-3.
And did they hang the 4 over on D? Can you see?
Have not yet.
Okay.
Still waiting.
Yeah, just from angle of people in front of the scoreboard, and I couldn't tell if it was maybe like 2-2 or 3-2, or if the 4 was not on the board.
Boy, I think they're still coming back.
Yeah, D's
in 4.
still a little.
Oh, they
behind.
are. Oh, yeah, they're still. Okay.
They had that measure that.
Oh, right. That's right. They did have the measure.
And did we give Sheet A? We got it, right, Spencer?
Sheet A looks like they have 2 more stones left. 1 each for both teams to round out the 4th. So for you listeners at home, if you can't get enough of women's curling, then tomorrow is the beginning of the World Women's Curling Championship in Sapporo, Japan, lasting until the 22nd.
Or you can just keep watching the Elizabeth Childs Challenge,
Of course.
running all the way through Sunday afternoon. And there'll still be almost a week left of World Championship to watch that too.
For you cool cats with dual monitors at home, then definitely pick up both of those.
Or you could do that. Is the World Championship available on ESPN3 like the Canadian Championship?
I'm not quite sure. It's such a high-profile game. It's certainly live streaming on YouTube. That's for sure. Yeah. I'm sure they're going to have their own feature matches and whatnot.
Derek Kaiser is asking for the score on C. Brandon has relayed it for us, 3-3 after 4. And Travis Hamilton confirms what I was hearing in the warm room, that the World Championship is on ESPN3, but since that's the TSN feed, it is only going to be Canada's games. So if you want to see any of Team USA, you'll have to watch that on YouTube.
One of our very own here, Jim Carr, looking very dapper. We had an 8-ender with Jim a little bit earlier this season. Kathy out there as well. She's also an 8-ender.
This is, again, it's a slogan we could almost put on a t-shirt at this point. Nice shot, take it out. That's a nice draw, just biting the top of the forefoot, but it's exposed, and so before it even stops rolling, the other skip's got the broom on it, and they're throwing at it. That's
pretty much textbook response right there.
Oh yeah, it's one of the sort of best and worst feelings as a shooter. You know, if the other team immediately is removing your stone, then you know you at least did something right with it. But you know, there's the other party. It's like, come on, you at least gotta like let it sit there for a minute, right? Isn't there like a courtesy? Isn't there like a courtesy time on a stone?
It's like all that hard work, you know. Just gotta appreciate it a little bit longer.
And the red team now looking to return the favor. Going to trade hits on this stone, I think. This one's got a little bit less weight. I think they're going to try to control a little bit and roll
it looks
to
like
the
it'll
inside.
Roll in. Yeah, pretty
Yep.
good roll.
Oh, no, it over curled and
flashes.
flashed on the inside.
So what do you gentlemen have planned for the summer? Will you guys be doing any summer bonspiels?
I will probably be helping down at Prince William County. They'll be setting up another summer league down there. I'm definitely going to teach some of their learn to curls, and then we'll decide whether or not I want to play in their league. I was not planning to. I played down there last summer. It was a good time. It was great introducing a lot of new people to the game, and a few of them actually have then come up here and joined during our season.
Yeah,
I was sort of
one of those people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, great. Well, welcome again. But I was sort of looking forward to a curling off season again. I sort of, as much as I liked just staying fresh and throwing some rocks throughout the summer, I sort of liked having some non-curling time on my schedule.
Yeah. Looking to do the Tropic Curl up in Pittsburgh.
Oh, you're heading up to Tropic Curl?
Yeah.
Oh, with who?
Maybe Steve Collenbaugh. He's one of our other announcers for our web broadcasting.
Oh, okay.
So might go up with him. Might go, find some other folks. So if you guys want to do that,
They haven't closed registrations on that yet, or?
I don't believe they've opened it
Oh,
yet, actually.
okay.
Yeah, so.
Because Tropic Curl's a hard ticket.
Independence Day weekend.
Yeah, it's long running. I think this is number 9?
I think so, yeah.
No, 10. Because the theme always is the name, and last year's was the whole 9 yards. So this one will be something about number 10.
Hang 10? Surfing.
Yeah, that would actually be a great theme actually to go with the tropic theme too.
Yeah. I might also try to see if anybody here will be interested in going out to Kansas City.
Oh, I bet there's barbecue.
Yeah, it's the, I believe it's called the Barbecue Bonspiel.
That sounds great.
It's the second weekend of August.
You gonna drive or you gonna fly?
Definitely gonna fly. And of course, the benefit of flying in August is we don't have to worry about the any snow conditions, for sure. Which I'm sure a lot of you curlers who've been traveling this season for any Bonspiels.
Oh, especially anyone who has been in or around the vicinity of the Broomstones Club in Boston.
Of course.
Just silly amounts of snow.
Phenomenal amounts of snow.
Just like buildings have gone missing. They'll find them probably around May. They'll find a house. Someone will have lost their neighbors or their pet, and they'll finally come home.
Spencer, we got a teammate for you in the chat room. Maybe we can fill Spencer's barbecue team.
Hey.
From the chat room tonight.
Sounds good.
We have 57 avid curling fans in the chat room.
All right.
I bet we can put a team together.
All right, so if anybody's looking to go out to Kansas City for some barbecue and Bonspiel, let me know.
I know. I had pretty much was ready to close out this season, and then one of the players from my Dykes team mentioned going to Bucks County.
Oh yeah, for their
for Kentucky Derby weekend, they'll be having their inaugural Crooked Billet Bonspiel.
Crooked Billet.
Yes, Crooked Billet was a battle in the Revolutionary War that happened just up the road from the Bucks County Curling Club, and Bucks County will be christening their new dedicated ice that they had been keeping a secret until now that they're going to have.
Very exciting.
So it's amazing they kept it a secret.
Yeah, I
really think they are Apple. Like they have like a release party.
And one more thing, dedicated ice.
And then of course there's going to be ridiculous line outside waiting for everybody to go in, right?
Oh yeah. You'll have to pre-order.
Yeah.
And then there'll be like security guards.
Only the press will really be allowed to throw rocks though. And they'll be fake rocks. They won't. They'll go down the ice in a pre-prescribed program manner.
The stones will be very shiny, but then they'll crack when they hit each other. But anyway, there is a game going on here. Yellow is lying 3. Julie.
Yeah, Julie's worked her way.
Looks like she's probably trying to, I guess, draw through that port and get into the middle of the house.
She's not in a horrible position. She's got enough guards that she can get into a force situation and even a steal situation if she gets a draw. She gets a draw in the right place here.
Yeah, I would say the only thing really working against her is that pretty much all the rocks in play are yellow. So even if she was able to bury one, she would be buried under an opposing stone, and so there would be a raised takeout available. But it's never an easy shot to try to throw the hammer, make the raised takeout, and get a bunch. So she's got the right plan here, I think. Make the other team make a shot. That's.
Looks like it's just a little wide to get into any part of the 4-foot.
It does. It's starting to curl.
They might be able to tuck behind in the 8-foot here.
They're going to get outside that other guard. I would have thought they were trying to go inside that.
They got to go real hard now.
They're going to end up laying above the guard that I thought they would sneak around. So now.
So Gallegos is going to throw her first rock here.
Yeah, Sharon.
Sometimes when you're trying to think of how to get the big end, you end up making it a little easier for your opponent to force. So, see, looks like she's going to play conservative.
Yeah, I mean, just another draw to sort of the top 12 there. It seems okay. I wouldn't mind either the out turn up the center line to draw the other way to try to get to the other side of the house, but the port's a lot narrower that way because of the way the rocks are sitting. So if your plan is just put another one in, they've definitely got the right broom.
Yeah, I think the negative side miss on this is a heavy rock. It's a little thin, but that kind of just carries into the back button to give Julie a little bit easier thing to sit on. She doesn't want to be too heavy on this.
No. The pro side miss would be any of these raises, or even just being another guard. So light is definitely better than heavy.
Supers are not touching it.
Now they are to hold the line between the guards. It's going to wick a guard, but it is going to put up another biter. So they're going to cover the center line a bit more and sit a fourth counting stone.
Yeah, so I think Hershey now just has to find a way to reduce the count.
Yeah, Julie here doesn't have much of any way to get into the house. Does have some ways to take one or two away. The only stones she has in play are way out on the side. One has a yellow stone behind it, so that one's not going to be able to be put in the house. The other one is even further out to the sideline, and they could, if they were really just desperate to get into the house, they could use that to sort of hit and roll in, but
Yeah,
not really any need to make that kind of play when you could probably just come around and either cut down the scoring zone by getting into the 8-foot or just taking one out.
Yeah, this is a. It looks like she's going for the hit and spill here. It's. I suppose if she sticks around, she will be shot rock, but now
they're changing the handle.
I think I like this better because she can sit second in a much more comfortable position over there. Either one is really.
Oh, okay. Is the play then to come down to that yellow that's in the back?
Yeah,
12?
I think they're just going to use the yellow as backing, and if they use it as backing, I think they'll.
Oh yeah, they'll be sitting in the 8-foot then.
Second.
And yeah, it would be a comfortable second shot, and it would be a pretty awkward takeout for Sharon.
The additional plus here is that Julie just threw this shot down this line, so she should know the weight and the line for this.
Andrew, I'm not exactly sure what the result of the fourth end on A was either, but as soon as they put it on the board, we will let you know.
And a quick look down on sheet C. It looks like Dana Kaiser just stole one.
Looks like Julie just pushed that one out just a little too far. Never got it to grip. So Sharon's gonna have a chance here.
Yeah, so I mentioned that I thought this team would come back into the game. I don't think I ever thought that it would be by way of a 5, but I guess down 3, a 5 is just getting you right back in. Derek is asking if Dana stole 2. I think we're pretty sure that it was a 1, but they haven't put it on the board. This just has to touch the ring anywhere for a 5. It's out there really wide, but not really any issue with that as long as it comes back. Putting it into the top of the house. It's going to be full 12-foot, and that is going to be 5 yellow from where I'm sitting. Which will swing the scoreboard the other way as Ardsley now takes a 6-4 lead over the Julie Hershey Irish Ice Rink.
And the end card is now up on sheet C.
Yes, so and the fifth end has been hung on C, and it was a 1 stolen by Dana Kaiser.
Professor Curlhart.
So yes, Team Purple Care Bear Stare versus Professor Curlhart, aka Team Purple Care Bear Stare number 2. AKA the Jackie Barris rink. Now the Dana Kaiser rink. They've swapped positions around, but as registered, it was the Barris rink. Is up 4-3 over the shooter rink from Nutmeg. And then they set up with open the end with a nice center guard. I mean, if I had to be nitpicky, I would say it should be more on the center, but it's touching the line. It's really close to the house. That's good enough everywhere I've ever played. Red taking a little bit of the conservative approach to answer the center guard by drawing behind. It's got good weight, doesn't quite get under the guard though, so now Sharon putting down the broom for the, it looked like a freeze. It didn't look like she was saying to take it out. I think she just wants to come down to that stone. This is already starting to turn over a lot. It looks like it, I was going to say like it was light, but it wasn't that light. I think it just curled a lot more than anyone was expecting it to. So it's going to sit up there as a guard, knocking the other guard into the top of the 12-foot. Keeping it clean. We're going to see, looks like top 4 weight. No, top 8. Yeah, not the easiest of doubles, but I'm sure the plan either way is definitely to at least go for it. If you only peel the top one, that's fine. You've opened up the middle to come back in.
I think she'd be happy with the double.
Oh, I mean, you go for the double just because you'd love to take all the opposing stones out, but
just a little narrow for the double.
A little narrow and actually maybe a little light, so I think they're going to be actually happy they only hit 1 stone. The roll peeking out the other side of the guard a bit, but nice control weight there. Just bump that stone out, stay in play. They may have been even more like a bumper weight, but in that case, I'm using control as a descriptor and not the name of the weight, because all those words start to become interchangeable for a lot of teams anyway. Who knows what normal means anyway?
Certainly not normal.
There's nothing normal about curling.
So looks like they're on the guard that they wanted.
Yep, so they're going to be content for the moment to just guard up the center line while they sit in the 4-foot with control of the scoring zone.
A tap up here is called. Looks like they just want to tap down to the red stone. Yes!
This is going to come up light and is going to guard the Yellowstone in the top 8, making the tap a little bit more difficult as they're going to have to move 2 stones unless they use the long run back up the center line. So now Julie calling for what I think might just be a draw, but could be a takeout on the exposed yellow to prevent yellow from using it as an in-off opportunity. This looks heavy for the draw, but it looks light for the hit, so I think it's going to flash. That's what's going to happen here.
He's going to stick around right there on the button.
Or, yeah, or, you know, it's button weight. That's why I vice. Let other people call the weight for me.
Let's just say it's normal button weight. Normal button weight.
Normal
Yes.
button.
Well, that's back button, not top button, which is a little bit unfortunate. I think they wanted top button.
He's got him on him quick for line. And
Yeah, it might be a little wide
I
there.
think they were able to pull it out just far enough.
Yeah, I can't tell from here, but I'm pretty sure they've got plenty of room around the guard. By plenty, I mean, oh yeah, plenty.
Just maybe a little too much
On the
brush
outside there, yeah.
Yeah, maybe too much brush. And
So it looks like from here it's still the two reds fully in the forefoot. The yellow probably also fully in the forefoot, but less so. Maybe a little bit outside. Either way, it's two red at the moment, but lots of rocks still to be thrown.
It's looking pretty good.
yeah, the
Yeah,
way
it's-
we saw the line on the last rock that the Gallegos ring through, I think that'll be enough to keep the back button shot unfreezable.
Yep.
So Gallegos is gonna peel here.
Yep, she made the motion for the peel, but I think they wouldn't mind even just running this straight back
Yeah, right on the nose
into the
there.
reds, onto either one, if not both. But they're pretty much happy with just getting it out of the way. So the sort of minimum result is the peel.
And here comes the nose
You
hit.
get the extra credit for running it straight back.
She's got the straight
there
run
it
back.
goes.
Yeah,
And
there we go.
that is going to be
Fine
on
shot.
the button.
Fine shot.
Well done. And now that is buried under the two red guards that Julia just put up guarding her stone. So a little bit of a reversal of fortune there, as now Julie has to work around her own stones.
This one is a little bit left of the center line. And the hack weight might get to that.
They may
Looks
be
like
playing
Julie
the
wants
same
the run
kind of
back,
shot. Yeah, the run back up the center line.
Now she's looking
Now
more
she's
like the hack
moving
weight.
the ice out there. Oh, maybe now the in-off.
Now,
Just looking at a heavy draw there. Maybe a tap back if it comes in just far enough.
Adam wants to know a score on D. We've got a fourth end score. The fourth end score was 3 for the Weston Rink from Broomstones, aka the Wicked Pissas. I've done a better Boston accent than that, but I'm not feeling it at the moment. Someone else can go for it. But they got a 3 in the fourth end to take the lead over the Sleddy Rink from Potomac. So that's a 4-3 game in favor of Weston after 4. They are playing the 5th now.
Looks like they're on Vice Rocks over there too.
They were the game that had the sort of 3-rock measure in the forefoot earlier. And that took a bit of time. That's why they're about half an end behind, or almost a full end at this point. Time being a little bit of a consideration. Not sure what their standard over there on sheet D was, but I'm seeing on B and C the time hanging on the wall is 10:54. That being the time in which the teams or the games have to finish their 6th end to be able to play 8. If that time comes and goes, you'll have to finish the end you're on and play one more, just to make sure that we can get all of the games in. And we've got 31 teams here at this year's Elizabeth Child's Challenge, which is the current and new record. The previous record being 24, so we blew that one out of the water by almost a whole extra bracket.
So it looks like they're going to guard up the center line to prevent any hits.
Yeah,
right down the center.
Vita didn't get the run back, but she did open up the center line, which would allow the double hit. So
yeah, definitely.
Gallegos has got it.
Now Sharon has to cover this up or risks giving up the deuce.
I'm not sure Julie would want to play the double with her first drop because it would really just set up a double.
Oh, right. I thought we were actually down to the final stance, but we're not.
But I think Julie will just want to peel that out.
And there's a great center line guard there.
That is her. She's not going to play the peel. She's either going to play the heavy draw or the hack weight hit here.
We've got a fifth end score posted on sheet A. The Adams rink out of Plainfield putting up a steal of 1 in the fifth. So now they've got a lead of 8-1 over the Hill rink out of Rochester.
Line is fine.
Yeah, this
Weight's
is coming
probably
pretty
fine.
nicely.
They need to get the tap back here, but it also needs to move.
So that is going to settle in. Oh, outside of the yellow that's on the button.
Yeah, just didn't have enough curl. I'm not sure if it looked like it might have lost a little bit of handle there at the end. Didn't allow it to finish, or maybe the pebble's just getting a little bit more. So they haven't done a scrape since this morning, so.
Oh, that is true, and it is something we started seeing in the latest draw last night, where the ice started getting a bit swingier in the second draw versus the first.
Yeah, but at this point, I mean, that was the second draw.
Well, right, that was only the second draw of the day, and this is the
sixth draw after the scrape. So.
And in that case, it wasn't so much of the swing as it just slowed down a bit, and it is the sixth end of the game, so even if it's just the competition pebble wearing down, this is about the point in the game where you start to see that, especially in certain spots where they've been playing mostly into the center of the house like that, going both ways.
Yeah, there's been a lot of these out-turn draws on this line. And you can see here, hers isn't moving either. So there's just no finish on that like we usually see.
Oh, and it's Adam Jacobson saying that he's got the live stream projected at Broomstones. So while the web page will say that there's 59 people watching, I mean, there could be any number of people in the warm room at Broomstones watching. So we could be talking about
200.
like 100, 200.
300.
Oh,
sure. I think we set a record.
Well,
Whatever the record is. You know, whatever the
Broomstones.
record is, we beat it by 1, I think.
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that seems fair. I mean, we're not being greedy. We're just saying we beat it by 1.
We just did. I mean, you only get truth.
But the counter has just ticked down to 58. So someone out there, I hope you just had a little webpage hiccup and you had to refresh or something. I hope that wasn't all the viewers from Broomstones leaving.
You know, I think I left a shout out. Shout out.
Oh, which one?
To Jim Carr.
Oh, yeah.
Kathy Carr would like to say hi. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. Supporting Kathy.
Yeah, I throw out an honorable mention how he's the most dapper of all of our Potomac hurlers here tonight.
He is looking really good.
Tux and a bow tie.
And, I mean, that didn't really change that. That Yellowstone was shot. It's still shot.
It is.
And I think it is just the one counter. So it's a steal of 1 for Sharon. Sharon Gallegos out of Ardsley, who now leads 7-4, going into the 7th end.
C is into its 7th end now. It's all tied up. Looks like it's 4-4 in the game between Team Shooter and Team Barris Kaiser. And looks like Sheet A is on Skips Rocks.
I think this is the second Vice Stone. It looks like there's still 2 reds down there to throw.
Oh, you're right.
But that's just, I had a nice view after B had cleared out. I just had a really nice view of the rock rack. And we've got a 5th end score on D, except someone just stood in front of it now.
It's a 7.
Yes, it's a 4-ender to get the red team of Stacy Sleddy out of Potomac to be up now 7-4 after 5 as they begin the 6th. Kathy with the draw, settles in there, top of the house, good spot. And you know it's a good spot because the other skip says, get that out of here. Or something to that effect. She probably didn't quite say it like that. But either way, Nicole Mikuleski brings the heat. Oh, but just ever so slightly off target. And now Julie wants the guard. That one does stay in the free guard zone. Probably more on the center one than they would have liked, but a guard is a guard when you're trying to score some points. But leaving the stone in the house exposed opens up the shot here for Barbara to try for the hit and roll. She's got the hit, but not the roll. Not a bad shot, though. Yellow with the lead is relatively content, just making red make some shots here. Little bit of a stumble on the delivery there. Still gets the stone reasonably on target, I think. I can't see the line from here. It is going to go into the house, wick off of the yellow, and not really wick off. It touches the yellow, sits next to it. Each stone somewhat exposed. Well, the red one completely exposed. The yellow one, you can see all of it, but it's a tight window there. Oh. One sort of hitch in the delivery, I guess, deserves another.
I think they can blame the pebble.
I think so. I mean,
Must be that line.
it might be. It might be just the slide path starting to get a little gummed up, especially a lot of the stones have been played into the center line coming this way, so now going the other way. It's been pretty swept and run over, so it could be getting a touch flat. Nice strong delivery from Jeannie this time, though. Stone coming across the center line relatively aggressively here.
Yeah, I think they're just a little too far past that for the angle raise there.
And
the angle run back.
Yeah, and it doesn't have the weight to draw the port either. It's going to be a corner guard. As we move back to Vice Stones now, it's Aaron's turn to take a whack at this red rock. And that looks like it's going to hit the yellow stone. It does, and by stacking up higher than the yellow was previously sitting, they've now changed the shot stone to the red.
Well, at least what was a questionably a shot stone. It's pretty close, but definitely red now.
Definitely red now, and both teams now each having some trouble spotting the line here. I think the ice has transitioned a bit, and I think each skip having a little difficulty rereading.
It's definitely straightened out for them. At least down on the out turn here.
It's straightened out, and it looks like it's slowed down a bit. I think what was draw is now coming up short, and what was hit is coming up a little soft for a light hit or a draw. So not only do the skips have to adjust, but each shooter has to adjust.
Well, this one's hanging out, but it might have the right weight for a raise.
It's got
just a little too
much for the raise. And now by stacking up where the red used to be, they've now put the yellow back into position as the shot stone. One not curling as hard, I think. Maybe, well, it's got more weight. I think also because it was off the center line. Oh, it did actually over curl, I think, for them, but punches the yellow straight back.
Not a bad result. That 8-foot shot is.
Yeah, and they've got one top 8 buried. They've got one back 4, and they push the red out into the wing, so they're now sitting 2. Looks like Julie is going to answer with a freeze or a tap here.
This one's drifting just a little wide.
It's wide. It might be wide enough to tap that in. No, it's going to be on the inside edge. Maybe it'll roll in.
Just flat.
No contact, but it's going to stay in the back 8.
She had a great weight there for the freeze. Just did not move for her. I think the ice is really straightened up.
Yeah, the ice, it has straightened out a bit. And when the ice gets a little straight, it gets a lot less forgiving on your release. If you accidentally flip it out or pinch it in, because it's running straight, if you flip it out, it's just going to keep going out. And I think that's...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we have some handshakes going on at Sheet A.
Oh. Yes, we
do. It looks like the Plainfield rink with the name that we cannot say because we don't know those accents. Skipped by Adrian Adams has defeated the Rochester rink, skipped by Jennifer Hill. The final score they hang is 8-1. Pretty good guard by Sharon.
Yeah, that's definitely on the right line.
They might be able to get a piece of it, but we've seen they definitely won't be able to get a hit on it, a heavy draw. I think the ice will still curl enough for that.
Yeah, I imagine that in their mind that guard was going to be a little bit deeper, but the line is more important than the weight on that, especially with the ice running straight. A come-around takeout is probably just not happening. Maybe a chance at a raise there up the center line, but they're going to play the come around. The rock will move if you're delicate with the weight. You almost have to sort of play it narrow and just use the brooms to get it around the guard.
Like it might be narrow, but again, the ice is really straight, so might be able to hold it out. Oh, just a little too narrow.
So it's going to touch about 2/3 of the stone, maybe. But it doesn't move it into the house, so not a change in terms of the scoring, but it does now really block up that draw, tap, freeze angle. So yellow now capitalizing. Looks like they're going to try to just remove more red stones from the house.
And over on sheet C, Dana Kaiser.
Amazing curl on the stone for a takeout.
Just threw a hit and stick that will give her team 2.
Sitting for sure 2. Maybe get a 3 here.
They might measure for 3. No, I think they're going to stay with 2.
So it looks like they got 2 there.
So, Team Purple Care Bear Stare versus Professor Curlhart has put up 2 with the hammer and 7. And Finnegan's Inn, skipped by Kelsey Shooter, out of Nutmeg, will be coming home down 2 with the hammer.
Yeah. We're pretty sure that was a 2. I thought it was a 2. Everyone else thought it was a 2. Nobody hanging it, though, but this is the team that sort of shuffled their order around, so I bet it's just a case of the Vice forgetting that they're the Vice. I have done that.
I do believe it was actually the case that they made a deal to swap.
Yeah, I heard that discussion actually yesterday, talking to either that team or the other TPCBS team. Dana does skip in our Sunday league, so she does have some experience in the back of the house. And she is a Kaiser. So, of course, curling is in her blood.
Of the Kaiser name, yeah. She's the granddaughter of Kaiser.
Yes, of Raymond Kaiser,
yep.
Of the namesake Bonspiel.
So Julie Hershey looking for the raise here. Looks like she's going to be a little narrow on this one.
So move some of the guards off the top of the pile, but
okay. Have a score disagreement?
I don't. Oh, it might be a disagreement over the time, whether they can play another end.
Oh, they're fine. They got the 6th over with.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They were about 5 minutes ahead, so they do have time to play an 8th.
They're fine.
And now they. Oh, okay.
It's a steal of 2
yeah. Oh, and then I think maybe there was that sort of awkward moment where the front end is kind of thinking it's going to be a shake, and so they stand there and wait and look at the skips, and the skips aren't shaking, and
awkward.
Been in that spot too, and I've been on both sides because sometimes, you know, as a skip, I just talk myself out of the game pretty early, and I'm just waiting for the rest of my team to sort of give up along with me. But we're going into the 8th. The Hershey rink is going to be behind by 5 coming into this end, so while they have the hammer, it's going to be a long road back, and I expect they will be run out of rocks pretty quickly.
Yeah, Gallegos will keep the house nice and open here.
Yeah. Julie's going to go for her corner guards first, just to get them up into the free guard zone. If she can get them both to stick, then she can start putting rocks in the house and maybe start putting together the big end, but it's going to have to be a very big end.
Might be a little heavy for a guard there.
Normally not a huge disaster, but at this moment it would be.
It might be
no,
3.
That is going to settle up.
Three.
That's going to settle in nicely.
Just off the center line. Really good.
Adam says hammer on D. No, I think they're just to skip stones. I think this is they're about to throw, I believe, the first yellow. And yellow is behind 7-4.
Second yellow.
Oh, there's not another one down there? I thought I saw one.
No, yellow has the hammer, and I only see one red left. So.
Well, right, but I think this is the first yellow.
Oh, first yellow.
Right, because red has thrown one, and now yellow is throwing one. One red, one yellow after this.
So we're looking for a stone in the house here.
The house situation right now is the Slutty team is on the button, frozen to a yellow rock, and it has backing as well.
Everything looks good here.
This redstone here is going to go into the house. It's going to go at least partially under the guard. I think I would have liked another guard to go up there, but they've got it they've got that stone pretty well covered. Sharon's going to call for the peel. Actually, I guess when you need a 5, go ahead and just bring in the second one right in the house is probably better. If you put up 2 guards, you've got a better chance of keeping at least one in play, but you're going to have a hard time getting 5 out of only your last 6 rocks. That's going to cross the stone and be light, so now that is a second red in the house. So 40% of the way to their 5.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There is always a chance until the rocks are out of play. Julie now just needs to keep that shot rock covered long enough to develop the rest of the house.
For a 3 guard, but it looks a touch heavy.
It does look heavy. If it stops in the house, it's at least another rock in the house, which it looks like it might. Sharon's going to try to drag it out the back. It's going back, but
12.
off the wall. It does not get out of here.
Okay, take out, Wade.
Little call for you baseball fans as we get into spring training.
Nice shot here.
Barbara Gabbert trying to turn this one around for Gallegos Rink. Looks like she's got a nice peel here.
It's going to stick around a little bit.
Yep, that is going to sit in the top 4. But that is 1 red out of play. If they can do that 3 more times throughout the course of the end, red will be out of rocks.
Oh, they need to let it curl. And now they can get the roll. What they're going to hit and stick?
They're going to, they're going to nose and jam. So that is 1 more red out of play, bringing them down to a total of 6 rocks, of which they will need 5 to score.
Would you say that they're in the danger zone?
I believe that is where they are about to be. I don't watch enough Archer to be able to continue the reference, but I am aware of the reference.
I was looking for a Top Gun reference there.
That would have worked too. This is going to jam, but the red is still going to leave the house. It's just going to take a yellow with it. The red rock's not going down without a fight. But Adam, you were talking about the hammer on D, and we're about to throw it, I think. Vice is holding the broom, Skip sliding over to the hack.
Looks a little bit light there, but they did get the roll in behind. Push the yellow stone back into the 8-foot.
Red is lying 1 over there on D. Yellow is a whole bunch around it. So is red. There are just so many rocks in that house.
Not an easy job of picking that one out.
Not an easy job of picking. You would have a hard time picking any 1 stone out of there. That is like 10 rocks in the house.
So here comes Robin Weston's last rock over on D.
It doesn't squeeze through the port. Wicks on a red. Does settle into the top 4, but the red stone on the button or near the button is going to count.
Yeah, it's a steal 1, I think. Not sure what they're looking at.
They might be looking to see if it's a 2, because there is another red stone biting the 4-foot. This could be another weird sort of 3-way measure for second shot, but
So here on B, we've seen 4 rocks moved out of play for red now, which means that this one is in the books.
yes, the red team is out of rocks. I guess they're just going to go ahead and throw the last 4.
Gotta get 'em down
they got to
here
bring them
anyway.
down here anyway. We could go ahead and try to swing the cameras, I guess, to either C or D. I think if we put them on, if we point them at D, you'll be able to see C, I think.
C's bonus curling right now. We've got the hammer on C. The skip's got 2 rocks left. Kelsey Shooter from Nutmeg needs to throw an end that can give her a 2 to tie. Which is it's an interesting situation on C. I think we can give them that one.
Yeah, I guess they're gonna measure again. They're putting the rocks back, but slowly and one at a time.
Yeah, it looks like on D we're gonna get a measure, so we'll give you the camera on C. Give you a house camera here.
Yep, we've got the cameras pointed over there so you can see the houses on C and D. We've got the overhead for
Kelsey Shooter's first rock is coming down. Dana Kaiser's already thrown her first skipped rock. Kelsey's going for the double here. Just gets
only a single.
Out.
So the overhead view you're seeing now is this situation on C as they measure on D. It was one red. The red stone was shot and has been removed. So now they're measuring for second. Without counting this end, the score is 7-4 in favor of the red team, Stacy Sleddy out of Potomac. So it's going to be at least 8-4. And because it is 11:15 and I think they will only have one more end after this regardless.
They're going to be very accurate on QB. So here comes Dana Kaiser's last rock of the 8th here. A hit and stick. Will leave a double opportunity.
They might get a little roll in here. And
it's got
a roll.
Oh, a little roll, a little tap onto the stone on the button. And rolls under the guard. That was a really nice shot.
A fantastic shot by Dana there. Takes away the opportunity for the double.
Yeah,
Kelsey would need a triple here to get the 2 that she needs to stick around in this game. Actually, if she got the triple, she would win the game. So.
Oh, yeah, she does have the one in the back corner of the 12. Yeah, if she could somehow move all 3 red rocks out of the house, she would be sitting 3.
She would need Superman weight. Throw it up to Old Gunpowder Road.
Yep. Maybe even I-270.
So you're saying she would even need beyond parking lot weight? Is what
Definitely.
You're getting at? Okay.
She's looking at the triple.
I missed the result of the measure. Was it no more additional reds? Was it just the one red, Spencer, did you see? Or were we all watching?
It, yeah.
Oh, okay, they actually put the score up. It was just
the
the one red.
Yeah.
So it is now 8-4. Sleddy over Weston. They're going to be starting the 7th, but I believe due to the clock, this is going to be their final end. I guess unless they get 4 yellow, in which case it would be a tie, and they would go into the extra, which would be their 8th.
So it looks like Kelsey's decided on the triple. Just working out the angles with her vice, Jane Murray now. can't imagine that's going to be enough weight with that ice. That's a little bit better. The weight she'll have to throw for this. But we haven't seen the sheet yet, so maybe it's still got curl.
Hey, between last night and tonight, I've seen a lot of games come down to a skip, a hammer, and some big, crazy multi-takeout to try to win the game.
Or a takeout steal for one under guards. I believe
Here comes Shooter for
there
the
were a couple
win.
of those yesterday.
She's got enough weight for the triple. Looks like
And
it's
it's
just
over
a bit
the
narrow.
center line.
Just a bit narrow.
It's going to, oh, it just ticks the guard, rolls away. Stones in the house are untouched. And it's going to be 2 red.
2 red. So Dana Kaiser and the Barris rink
Team Purple, Care Bears there versus Professor Crowhart.
are able to win the game 8-4. And now for your double bonus curling coverage, we'll head over to sheet D where we've got Wicked Pissa
Yes, you'll see this move to A first, then back to D.
versus Slutty.
It's only about a 20-second transfer. There it is. Playing all the way to the other side of the house. The building, not the house, the 12-foot circle at this point. And I am definitely in the, what would be considered the obstructed view seat for this game. I've got the column right here. Not really sure what's going on.
He'll be on tape delay, I guess. So everything Mike says will happen at least 15 seconds in the past.
I'll just watch over here on the monitor.
And we're got the overhead monitor turned over a little bit too.
Oh yeah, they've got the house cam for the warm room. Oh, now they've moved it back. But you can see
we got our overhead over here.
Oh, we've got it on all the rooms now. Okay, we've got
total coverage.
Yes. When you're the last game on the ice, everyone in the warm room is watching.
Yeah, you guys got the sheet, right? Yeah.
Red is up 4, currently lying 2. Yellow's got the hammer.
Looks like they'll come on down to rest parallel to their other stone on the side of the house. And it looks like they're calling for a freeze on the inside of the 2, there on the side. It's a little heavy. Tap back on the red. Maybe take it out there.
Yeah,
Almost.
I think that's a good result. The yellow might be the shot stone at the moment. Whether it is or not, the yellow is definitely not yet sitting 4. It's the sort of expert analysis you get here when you run an all-volunteer crew.
Okay, so it looks like we're going for a guard here. Okay, and sweepers are calling a 3. 2.
If you're hearing that,
just over the hog line.
The applause in the horn room is from a team successfully completing a broom shooter. It's pretty much what it sounds like.
Does it take a team to do that?
Well, it doesn't have to actually be a team. It does need 4 people, but you don't have to be in the Bonspiel.
Suddenly you become a team.
Hey, how about our team of announcers here?
Broom shooter for the team of announcers?
Yep.
Probably a little late in the game for that.
We should have started with the broom shooter. What a different story we told about the ice.
Oh, that's...
Apparently we're looking for a draw here. Bump on the guard.
Yep, that's going to hit that high guard. It's going to move it back. Still not into the house. That's how high of a guard it was. It was high enough that the stone that hit it is not over the hog line, but as you are probably all well aware, that yellow will stay in play because it hit a rock that was in play. It's not often that you get to use that rule, so I got to drop it in there when I can. Not that it would help either team progress in the end, but I'd like to see them just start stacking rocks up, hitting the guard that's now on the hog line, just to see how short of the hog line you can get a stone and have it be in play. But that's just...
That'd be an interesting challenge.
Yeah, that's just something personally I'd like to see done at some point. It wouldn't really help this game at all.
I think personally I've only ever seen a stone half over and still in play.
This is going to come around the high guard. Not quite to being a biter. It's looking like it's still one yellow. Yellow now trying to draw that path again. They're going to need to hold this off the center line. And they don't. They crash on the high guard. And the guard goes to the board out of play. The shooter rolls over to the far corner. So much for the guards short of the hog line plan. That's not happening anymore. Still got one yellow in the house. And they're down to the skips rocks. Stacey Slitty's first stone has got some nice draw weight there.
All right,
it's going to sit in the top 12. It is, if you need to put a number on it, 4th shot. But what it really does, it just is one less path for the yellow team to put a stone in the house. And yellow with 2 stones in the house and 2 left to throw, at this point needs to figure out not just ways in the house, but ways to get rid of the now 3 or 4 red stones already in the house. Not sure how much damage they can actually accomplish with the 2 stones. And that is also operating on the assumption that this is the final end. I don't see how it wouldn't be, but perhaps they had a late start, or perhaps they're being granted some additional time because of the